Airbus A320 belonging to the Germanwings airline has crashed in the southern French Alps. The plane went down en route from Barcelona to the German city of Dusseldorf. 142 passengers aboard, along with 2 pilots and 4 crew members, reportedly sending distress signals just before it crashed. The first debris of the plane has been located. We're going to go live now with aviation expert Chris Yates. Thank you very much for joining us on RT International. Always a pity speaking with you under these circumstances. We know the plane went down in the Alps. What do you think could have happened here? What's the given scenario necessarily when a plane is flying over mountainous terrain? Any danger there?
Well, obviously, there's always a danger when you're flying in and around mountainous terrain. But of course, the aircraft in question would have been flying at a much higher altitude than the mountains around, so it may not be related directly to the terrain that the aircraft is flying over that caused this particular accident. What we're talking about is an aircraft which operates a regular service between Barcelona and Dusseldorf, and an A320, a workhorse of the aviation fleets around the world, but particularly with regard to this carrier. And we know not an awful lot more else at the moment, except that the aircraft has gone down. We need to know why it's gone down, of course, and that can only ever come as a result of an analysis of the 2 black boxes on board the aircraft.
Absolutely. We are just speculating at this point. But tell me what you know about the A320's safety record. You mentioned it was a workhorse. Anything else?
The A320, of course, has been operating for quite some time. The A320 last implicated in an aircraft accident back over the Christmas holiday period, when an Air Asia A320 disappeared down off the Indonesian coast. And because of that, of course, there's always going to be a concern that perhaps the aircraft type is implicated somehow. But, you know, like I said a moment ago, we have to wait and assess all of the information that comes to us once we get hold of the black box data recorder and the voice recorder. Hopefully both of those items can be recovered quite rapidly from the wreckage.
Generally speaking, under circumstances like this, to your knowledge, what are the odds of someone surviving a crash like this?
It has to be said that survivability, dependent upon which altitude the aircraft was at the time, can be incredibly remote. The likelihood is that the majority, if not all of the passengers, have tragically lost their lives.
In general, what are the most common causes of plane crashes today? Lately, it seems like we're seeing relatively more of them. What does it tend to be?
It tends to be a multitude of things, but most aircraft accidents will happen either at takeoff or landing. Those are the 2 most dangerous phases of flight. It's quite unusual for an aircraft to suffer a catastrophic failure, for example, in the en route space, the bit between the 2 ends, if you will, the bit of airspace where they're flying very high indeed. But, you know, we wait to see what more we can glean from the information that's now, only just now, coming out about this particular accident.
Absolutely. Now, unlike some of the other more recent plane crashes that have been over water, this one was clearly over land. We understand that they've already recovered some of the wreckage. How long does it usually take in that circumstance to determine the cause of the crash?
Well, it will take it will take a length of time that it would take, is the short answer. What I mean by that is that, you know, once the 2 black boxes are brought to a place where it can be assessed, then they will be assessed with all due prudence and all due speed. But it's how long is that piece of string at the moment as to how long precisely this will take.
Mm-hmm. And when something like this happens, who is normally, especially if it's a result of a technical fault, who is normally liable in that circumstance? Is it the airline? Is it the aircraft manufacturer? Who normally is to blame?
Oh, I think we're a long way from apportioning blame at the moment, but obviously the maintenance records will be gone into with a fine-tooth comb. Everything about this particular aircraft will be assessed. All of the relevant information will be checked and double-checked and triple-checked, even to make sure that all of the maintenance, for example, of the airframe have been done correctly, and so on and so forth. If there is a problem with the maintenance of the aircraft, then ultimately it will be the airline itself to blame, but we're a long, long way from apportioning that blame at the moment.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time and expertise. Aviation expert Chris Yates. Just some background, the A320 is just over 35 meters long. It has a wingspan of 34 meters. It can accommodate up to 179 passengers, and this particular jet reportedly carrying up to 150 people aboard. It can travel at more than 900 kilometers per hour. This particular jet that crashed in southern France, said to be 24 years old. The most recent crash involving an A320 happened December last year. That jet owned by Indonesian carrier AirAsia, and it crashed into the Java Sea, killing all 162 people aboard. That cause still under investigation. We'll bring you more information on this latest accident as we get it.